Hey everyone, I am on my way over to Summit 4x4 right now to pick up my Jeep and get on with my adventures and travels and put this mechanical failure behind me. They actually got me done a little bit early, which is good. It means I can get on the roads sooner. I'm usually pretty good at letting things, just roll off my back and roll with the punches. But this one was a real, kick in the junk. So I'm excited, and we'll pick you back up when I get over there. Hey, it's Eric from the future. I was sitting here editing when I realized that I have a ton of new subscribers that may not have watched the last video from Crown King when my Jeep decided to break down. So let me give the 30-second rundown of what happened. I was in Flagstaff for a Overland Expo event. I started having issues with my rear suspension. It was making some weird creaking noises, and the passenger side was getting up into my fender liner. And so rather than ignore it, I decided to drive down to Prescott because I knew there was a shop there, make an appointment with Summit 4x4 to have kind of an all points inspection done on the suspension. My appointment was 4 or 5 days away, so I decided to go outside of town and camp. And that's when I started seeing signs for Crown King. As I was driving up, the suspension started getting worse. Sure enough, the upper mount of my control arm was broken off completely. So after thinking about it for a while, I maybe stupidly decided to limp the Jeep back to Prescott and get parts ordered from Summit to get everything fixed and get me back on the road. So we'll pick back up where I go back to Summit 4x4 on the day of my appointment when they have it up on the lift and they have taken the tires off. So here is the broken control arm. It should not be detached from the bushing like that. And then here's the bottom end of it that is still connected. This is the other side, and you can see how thin that metal is that goes around the bushing. There's the lower one, and as you can see, it's still intact and it doesn't look like it's about to fail. I looked all around and didn't see any broken welds or rust or anything else that would cause this. Now here's the new metal cloak control arms, and you can see how much thicker that metal going around the bushing is. You can also see the welds on these are much thicker than the ones on the original control arms. Wow, so I got the Jeep back, and holy cow, is this completely different. Not only is the ride, stiffer is not the right word, but it just feels more solid. So the control arms are definitely working. Last night I drove up into Prescott National Forest for two reasons. One, I needed a place to camp, and there's free camping up there. But also, I just wanted to get out and kind of test the suspension, make sure everything was, working well and solid and everything. Before I left Prescott, I just wanted to get the Jeep out there and test it a little bit. Nothing crazy, just a little bit of rough roads, some washboard. That's about it. This morning, I am on my way to do a short hike on the north end of Prescott. It's only about, a mile and a half hike, so it shouldn't take too long to do. And then after that, I will be heading over to Watson Lake, where I'm going to rent a kayak and do a little kayaking. Thanks to Dennis and Tony for the recommendations on stuff to do in Prescott, and thanks for the tacos. So this morning I'm doing what's called the Constellation Trail. It's in between Prescott and Chino Valley. I've taken there's a, I don't know, 3.5 miles of various trails combined. I think the outer loop trail is maybe 1.5 miles, I think I read. I've taken a side trail called Hole in the Wall Trail. I'm hoping to see a hole in the wall. This goes through kind of the center of the Dells and should meet up with the kind of the loop trail. It's early. It's like, I don't know, 6:37 a.m. So there's a lot of traffic out on the highway. There's a lot of airplane traffic in the air. So lucky me, I get to edit all that buzzing out of this video. Okay, let's keep hiking. Who's got a better way to keep your shoes tied other than tying double knots, which end up becoming knots you can't undo? These are constantly coming undone. I would love to be able to get my drone out this morning and kind of give a overhead view of this area and the trails, but we are in a flight path. The Prescott airport is just over that way. So there is no droning anywhere near airports. But this is a beautiful area and there's trails going everywhere. Some actual trails and others look like washes that people have walked up. Taking a break, drinking a little water in the shade. Let's keep going. I'm actually really glad I did this. It is way more peaceful out here than it was hiking the Constellation trails. It was just nothing but airplanes constantly. And but then you also were right next to the highway. So highway, was it 89? And it was rush hour traffic. So constant trucks, you know, running their Jake brakes. And this is incredibly peaceful. Beautiful scenery with all the you know, granite rocks. I think perfect temperature too. So it's warm enough where the water doesn't feel cold when it splashes on you, but it's not so hot that like I'm frying in the sun or anything. All right, I'm getting pushed into the rocks, so let's keep going. This is very relaxing. Quite a few people out here kayaking and pedal boating and stuff like that, but this is nice.
How's that?
Great. Make sure that doesn't. Got it. Yep. That's going to do it for this video. Thanks for coming along. I look forward to putting Prescott behind me and getting on to my next adventure. I want to thank the guys at Summit 4x4 for working me into their schedule and doing their best to get me back on the road. When you're this far from home, it's hard to know who to trust, and having a good shop like Summit is reassuring. Knowing that you can get some work done and they're not gonna try to take advantage of you or anything like that. And no, this is not a paid advertisement. I just like giving credit where credit is due. So if you're in the area and need work on your 4x4 or anything else, give someone a call. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Have a great week, and I'll see you on the next one.